When you think about the classic venues to host the NFL's ultimate game, this one's right up near the top of the list. The Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. We are minutes away from Super Bowl 59, and we've got a tremendous matchup in store. I'm Brandon Gaudin. To my left is my good friend Charles Davis, and what a thrill to be here for the biggest one of them all, the Super Bowl. And it seems to get bigger every year. The lights get brighter. The cameras more numerous. I don't know. There's just so much that goes into this game. It's an honor to be here, isn't it?
It is an honor, and I can't wait to share this game with you. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. You're my partner, my best friend. I can't imagine being anywhere else but right here with you. And just think about it this way. You mentioned the magnitude. This is no longer just a game for America or even North America. This is worldwide. People watching from just about every country in the world. This is impressive.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and just about ready to roll. First carry for James Conner. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And you know, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon. He had to, and he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things, and then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team the best chance to win.
Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down. Taken in at the 22. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. First carry for Najee Harris. Broken tackle. And given 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Here's another carry for Harris. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
But, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down. Harris running straight ahead. Down at the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 7. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They'll try and run this with Austin. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
To throw is Murray. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
To throw, it's Murray. Open net, here's Benson. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. Here's Blake Gillikin now. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 35 yards that time on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger. No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
On the give, this is Harris. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. We are just getting started here at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. 1 quarter in the books. 0-0 our score. We'll return after this message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And Wilson wants a different look. Wilson, off play action. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down.
First down at the 45-yard line.
Now a give, running left is Harris. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Brought down by Jalen Thompson. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. Got an open man, it's Pickens. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. His second catch in the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
Comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. And they'll go with a ground attack here. He can't get him down. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Calvin Austin with a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And the Steelers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On play action, it's Murray. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Can't we just have good ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense. So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. The throw out wide will be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Looking for Austin, intercepted. Picked up by Kaiser White. And the Cardinals are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
They begin on the ground here with Conner. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Murray now. And this will be swung out here for Conner. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. On 1st and 10 is Conner. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's Murray. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And the Steelers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
After the interception, here's Wilson. Completes this one to Pickens. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
And they'll run it here. And a razzle-dazzle not going to work out. And they're just fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Second and 10. A first carry here for Kene Nwangu. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on third down. Now a throw here out wide. He might be looking to throw this again. But the defense quick to read this. They bust in and drop him before he could take the shot downfield. So they'll wind up losing 7 on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down. Now we get to see the punter, Corliss Waitman. Greg George, deep for Arizona. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Cards will take over first and 10. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
On the defensive end, Cameron Sutton with a tackle. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Steelers 7, Cardinals nothing.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that. But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. That's swung out wide to Harris. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. In motion right is Austin. That's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. Down the right sideline. He's on his way. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Calvin Austin, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Steelers will extend their 3rd quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Extra point put through by Boswell, and it's now 14-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles. That touch. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
2nd and 10. Now a give running left is Nwangu. And room there to work it inside the 25. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now a give running right, Nwangu. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Kene Nwangu taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Steelers are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, It has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Murray a give. This is Connor. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Murray has it knocked loose, fumble, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, we may not see it behind the big play sheet that they like to use, but I bet there's a big grin on the defense coordinator's face. A corner blitz, what we often call a cat blitz. Usually they disguise it, Brandon. You're up on a receiver. It looks like you're going to bump and run with him, press coverage, and then he just takes off straight for the quarterback, and someone comes behind him to pick up the receiver.
And as a former member of the secondary, it makes you happy too, doesn't it?
I can't lie about it. I've got a big grin on my face, too. That was a heck of a play, a heck of a call.
It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
He had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Second and 2, first down marker at the 5-yard line. Handoff right side to Wandu. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. If this defense wants to stay in this ball game, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
3rd and 2. And they'll go on the ground. And he will get into the end zone. What a call on the reverse. It's a touchdown. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
2nd and 11 now.
Come on.
Murray going to throw. Screen pass to Connor. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled them a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost and then a little bit more.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing now is Murray. Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Picked up by Joey Porter Jr. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
On the ground, it's Harris. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Kaiser White. You know he can fly to the ball, and he showed it there. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. To throw is Wilson. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Play action. It's Wilson. Got an open man. It's Washington. Gave a glimpse of his power, but not a whole lot of space. Down at the 30. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Play action. Now Wilson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
1st and 10 to the 12-yard line.
They go play action with Wilson. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Wilson will throw again. On the move to his left.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean.
And in for the Steelers, touchdown. Connor Hayward from 3 yards out. And the Steelers are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. Boswell for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi Trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. They run behind center with Conner. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
That's another Cardinals first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They fake the handoff. Now Murray. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now Murray. That ball caught by Harrison. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 15-yard line. On 1st down, it's Benson. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Here's Murray. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Sebastian Joseph Day. Able to get him for a loss of about 3.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Harrison. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
It's 4th down.
Now Murray's got to have this one. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt. And the Steelers are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on 1st down puts them back on their heels.
2nd and a couple.
Wilson wants to throw it.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
Partner in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. The Pittsburgh Steelers have won the Super Bowl, and the Lombardi Trophy is going back to the Steel City. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.
Commissioner Goodell on the podium, ready to hand that Lombardi Trophy to the Pittsburgh Steelers, champions of Super Bowl 50.